In the world of K-pop, achieving recognition in South Korea is already a challenging feat, but breaking into the Western music market, especially the United States, is a completely different level. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, has not only accomplished this, but has now earned the title of the most popular K-pop star in America. This is not based on speculation, but on hard data, chart positions, streaming metrics, and social engagement that clearly point to his dominance in the US entertainment industry. Jungkook, born John Jungkook, has been steadily gaining popularity since BTS made their American debut in 2017. However, the significant rise in his solo recognition began after BTS members started focusing on individual projects. With a vocal tone that appeals to global audiences, an international fan base, and successful solo music releases, Jungkook has set new benchmarks for K-pop soloists in the American market. Billboard success and chart metrics. One of the most notable indicators of Jungkook's rising popularity in the US is his consistent performance on the Billboard Hot 100 and other American music charts. His solo single, 7, featuring Latto debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making him the first Korean solo artist to debut directly at the top position. This accomplishment placed him in the league of top global artists and gave undeniable evidence of his individual appeal to the American audience. Following 7, Jungkook released several other songs like 3D, featuring Jack Harlow, Standing Next to You, and collaborations with American producers and artists. Each release demonstrated strong digital sales and streaming numbers, particularly on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music US, where K-pop artists often find it challenging to chart without group support. Jungkook's ability to rank highly as a solo artist underscores the strength of his individual brand. Streaming dominance in the United States. Streaming platforms are a major indicator of music consumption habits, especially in the US, where radio play and digital streams are crucial for success. Jungkook has consistently ranked among the top-streamed K-pop artists in the US according to Spotify Wrapped data and regional analytics. His solo releases have reached over 100 million streams within weeks, a feat that puts him alongside Western superstars. Additionally, his music videos gain substantial views on YouTube within hours of release, often trending at #1 in multiple regions across the US. This level of engagement is driven not just by BTS fans, known as ARMY, but also by new listeners discovering his music through TikTok, Instagram Reels, and curated playlists on streaming platforms. Media coverage and TV appearances. Jungkook's presence in American media has expanded rapidly. He has been invited to perform or appear on major US television shows such as The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Good Morning America, and The Late Late Show with James Corden. These appearances are typically reserved for artists who have made a significant impact on the US entertainment landscape. Moreover, Jungkook has been covered extensively by American outlets like Rolling Stone, Billboard, The New York Times, and Variety, often receiving praise for his vocal ability, performance skills, and crossover appeal. This level of consistent attention is rare for K-pop soloists and is an essential factor in his rise to being the most popular Korean artist in the country. Social media metrics and US fan engagement. Social media plays a massive role in determining an artist's popularity. Jungkook has been a dominant presence across platforms like Twitter, now X, TikTok, and Instagram. His solo posts, live streams, and music snippets often go viral. On TikTok, sounds from his songs like 7 and 3D have generated millions of videos and billions of views, many of them from US users. Fan engagement is another area where Jungkook leads. His name frequently trends in the US during releases, live performances, and award shows. The number of US-based fan accounts, streaming teams, and reaction channels dedicated solely to Jungkook has increased exponentially over the past 2 years. Solo brand power and commercial partnerships in the US, brand endorsements and collaborations are indicators of market relevance. Jungkook's partnership with Calvin Klein as a global ambassador had a massive impact in North America. His promotional campaigns led to a significant rise in US sales and online traffic for the brand. The campaign trended on social media, generated millions of impressions and demonstrated that Jungkook is not just a music figure, but also a fashion and cultural icon in the American market. He also secured deals with brands like Samsung, Louis Vuitton, and Spotify, where his promotional videos specifically targeted English-speaking and US-based audiences. These strategic partnerships contribute to his image as a solo star with cross-market appeal. After establishing his early popularity as a member of BTS, Jungkook's solo career began evolving into a distinct and strategic path, particularly within the American music industry. His solo endeavors were not rushed or randomly executed. Instead, they were planned with precision, targeting key areas in music, branding, and public relations that are essential for success in the US market. His transformation from a group idol to a recognized solo artist in the West represents a blueprint that many aspiring global artists now study and emulate. Strategic release timing and global collaboration. Jungkook's team showed a deep understanding of American music trends by carefully selecting release dates, collaborating with relevant US artists, and leveraging Western music infrastructure. His collaboration with Latto on 7 allowed him to penetrate both K-pop and US hip-hop audiences simultaneously. The same applies to his collaboration with Jack Harlow on 3D, which merged Jungkook's pop sensibility with Harlow's contemporary rap appeal. Timing was also critical. Releasing these singles during the summer, when pop hits dominate the airwaves and playlists, helped ensure maximum exposure. His music was strategically added to high-traffic Spotify playlists like Today's Top Hits, which dramatically increased stream counts and visibility among casual listeners in the United States. Genre versatility and language accessibility. A key reason Jungkook has outperformed many of his contemporaries in the US lies in his genre versatility and use of the English language. Unlike other K-pop releases that lean heavily on Korean lyrics, Jungkook's solo tracks like 7, 3D, and Too Much feature full or majority English lyrics, making them immediately accessible to a broader American audience. The genres he explored, including R&B, pop, UK garage, and trap, align closely with what is trending in the US. His ability to adapt vocally to each genre and deliver fluent English performances has positioned him uniquely among Korean artists. This versatility reduces cultural barriers and allows his music to be playlisted on mainstream US radio formats, a critical channel for breaking into American households. Expansion beyond the BTS fanbase. While BTS's ARMY has been instrumental in supporting Jungkook's solo career, it is important to note that his growth in the US also reflects a significant expansion beyond the original BTS fan demographic. Streaming data from platforms like Spotify and YouTube show that many of his solo listeners do not follow BTS's full discography, indicating a unique solo fanbase developing in North America. Additionally, Jungkook's TikTok trends and Instagram engagement numbers reflect high levels of interest from Gen Z and millennial demographics, particularly among US-based listeners who may not be longtime BTS fans. His ability to attract non-K-pop fans through visual branding, choreography, and sound choices has diversified his audience and solidified his standing as a solo act. Radio play and US media rotation. One of the clearest signs of Jungkook's solo popularity in the US has been his radio play performance. Unlike most K-pop artists who struggle to receive consistent airplay on major US radio stations, Jungkook has been featured on top stations like Z100, New York, Kiss FM, Los Angeles, and iHeartRadio channels, particularly with 7 and 3D. These tracks were played during primetime hours, a privilege usually reserved for top-charting American artists. In addition, Jungkook has been added to US Top 40 radio rotations, which significantly increases an artist's exposure to casual listeners. This success stems not just from the power of BTS's legacy, but from the musical structure and mass appeal of Jungkook's solo songs, designed to meet US radio formatting standards. Participation in Western award shows and music programs. Jungkook's growing influence in America is further evident in his nominations and wins at US-based award shows. He has received attention at the MTV Video Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, and iHeartRadio Music Awards. These nominations often feature global artists, but rarely give strong representation to K-pop soloists, a gap that Jungkook is actively helping to close. Moreover, his performances on Western music programs have made a strong impression. His live appearance at Good Morning America's summer concert series in New York's Central Park drew thousands of attendees and was streamed live across the country. He also appeared on BBC Radio 1's Live Lounge, a platform that often showcases top-tier international talent, and this opened further doors to serious musical recognition beyond pop fandoms. Western music industry acknowledgement major music producers, critics, and songwriters in the US have publicly praised Jungkook's vocal tone, versatility, and stage presence. Figures such as Andrew Watt, Major Lazer, and Diplo have either expressed interest in working with Jungkook or acknowledged his rising influence in interviews. This acknowledgement signals that his success is not confined to fan-driven momentum but is also gaining respect from within the professional music industry. In the US, publications such as Rolling Stone, Pitchfork, and NME have written analytical reviews of his songs, treating him with the same level of critique applied to Western artists. These reviews have largely focused on his ability to blend K-pop sensibilities with modern Western production, noting that he avoids common tropes that might otherwise limit a K-pop artist's entry into global playlists, positioning for long-term success rather than being treated as a temporary phenomenon. Jungkook's career in the United States is being positioned for long-term sustainability. His branding, music releases, and media engagements suggest a carefully crafted strategy that could lead to future album launches, arena tours, and possibly Grammy-level recognition. Industry insiders have speculated that Jungkook may become the first Korean soloist to be regularly rotated through the same award cycles and promotional schedules as Western acts. This would require continued releases that perform well both commercially and critically, a challenge Jungkook seems well prepared for. Sophisticated digital marketing and targeted promotion. Jungkook's solo campaigns demonstrate a new standard in digital marketing within the K-pop industry. His team has deployed region-specific strategies to maximize impact in North America, leveraging YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter/X, and Spotify ads. The content is often tailored with English-first captions, region-specific hashtags, and collaborations with US-based influencers and creators. For example, teaser clips for 7 and 3D were distributed via short-form video platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, with a clear focus on viral trends. These platforms have proven especially effective for reaching a younger American audience. TikTok challenges using Jungkook's songs generated tens of millions of views within days, propelling the tracks onto the Billboard charts through user-generated content. Additionally, Spotify's US homepage has featured Jungkook prominently during major releases. Banner ads, artist takeovers, and Spotify Canvas video loops helped introduce him to casual Western listeners who may not have known him beyond BTS. This focused and culturally tuned approach to digital marketing is a key reason for his success in the highly competitive American pop market. Streaming behavior and listener attention in the US. Jungkook's US audience behavior is distinct compared to his international fanbase. Streaming data suggests a higher repeat listening rate among American users. Platforms like Apple Music and YouTube Music show that his songs maintain a longer than average shelf life in US listener queues, indicating that his music isn't just being streamed once, it's being revisited consistently. Moreover, time-of-day streaming data reveals that Jungkook tracks high engagement levels in key US time zones, particularly EST and PST, during morning and evening hours. These periods are critical for attention, as they reflect genuine interest beyond fan-driven streaming pushes. It's also a sign that US fans are organically adding his music to their daily routines, playlists, and commutes. The level of engagement from American fans also shows in digital downloads. While streaming dominates the market, Jungkook has achieved exceptional digital sales in the US, topping iTunes charts upon release and maintaining strong positioning for extended periods, especially for a non-Western solo act. YouTube and visual content as a conversion tool. Jungkook's use of visual content has had a profound impact on his American market penetration. His music videos for 7, 3D, and Standing Next to You have racked up hundreds of millions of views globally, with a significant percentage coming from the US, based on regional analytics. What sets his content apart is the quality and style of production, which mirrors American pop video standards. These videos include performance sequences, narrative storytelling, and high-budget visuals that cater to the expectations of Western viewers. Additionally, English subtitles and localization efforts have made his content more accessible to non-Korean speakers. Reaction videos from popular American YouTubers and critics have also played a vital role in exposure. Major reaction channels have featured Jungkook's performances with enthusiastic commentary, helping to validate his music among casual or first-time listeners. This cycle of high-quality content and peer-led recommendation has played a significant role in converting curiosity into fandom, social listening, and fan-led promotion in the U.S. In today's music industry, social listening, the process of tracking conversations about an artist online, is a crucial tool for understanding audience sentiment and behavior. In the US, data collected from Twitter/X, Reddit, and TikTok reveals a growing number of organic discussions about Jungkook's music, style, and performances. Interestingly, many of these discussions are no longer directly tied to BTS. Jungkook's name appears frequently in conversations about pop music, dance performance, and even fitness content, which indicates diversification of his image and reach. Fan-led promotion in the US often includes streaming parties organized by local fanbases, radio request campaigns through social media, billboard ad placements in cities like New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, TikTok edits and fan cams that highlight Jungkook's live performances. These grassroots efforts, combined with corporate-level promotion, contribute to a multi-tiered marketing strategy that strengthens his solo presence and expands his reach. U.S. Media interviews and localization. Another contributing factor to Jungkook's success in the US is his increasing engagement with English-language media. In recent interviews, Jungkook has answered questions in English or with subtitles provided, making the content more digestible for American audiences. Appearances on shows like Zach Sing's Show, Odyssey Music, and Apple Music interviews have allowed fans to connect with his personality beyond his performances. In these sessions, Jungkook often discusses his music creation process, musical influences, and perspectives as a solo artist, positioning him not just as an idol, but as a credible musician. The localization of these interviews, complete with social media cutdowns and TikTok-friendly clips, helps content circulate more widely and reach fans outside the typical K-pop circle. Tour demand and industry speculation in America. Given the enormous attention his solo career has received, speculation surrounding a solo U.S. tour continues to grow. Industry insiders, fan groups, and media outlets have hinted at the possibility, especially following his successful live broadcast events and pre-recorded performances shown in American venues. Ticketing demand projections based on fan analytics and social engagement suggest that a solo Jungkook tour could potentially sell out arenas across major cities, including New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Chicago, and Atlanta. If such a tour were to happen, it would mark a new milestone in K-pop history, a Korean soloist headlining a full-scale North American concert circuit based entirely on solo material. Venue planners and concert promoters have reportedly been monitoring Jungkook's solo momentum. His streaming numbers, merchandise sales, and media presence all align with artists who are usually considered tour-ready in the U.S. market.